And now I'd like to show you another feature, which is the concrete panels. I've been receiving these requests for a while, and now this is going to be available for you, not only to add to your 3D Online Designer on your website, so customers can request it, but that's very important when you have grain sheds where we're storing grains or different things inside, and now we have the option to do that. And there are two ways to add it. You can add on the perimeter and on the grid. So let's add on the perimeter first. I just click on my shed, and now I have my concrete panels. So if I just change the visibility here to like show all, or just hide my roof, and I hide my walls. As you can see, it adds the concrete panel, and if I click on any of those concrete panels, I have options to make modifications here. I can change the thickness to 150, and it changes all of them. I could change the height, so let's say it's 1.5 or 3 meters, you name it, or Shedmate will work really well. And the other one is the offset. So the offset will be based on what type of concrete panel you're building. But generally speaking, if I have something that's inside my columns, and you can measure, right? So I could actually change here to maybe a front view. Let me actually change this a little bit more. So if I go here to my front, I could actually, if I wanted, I could use the measure option to actually see how far it is from there to here. And it's pretty much 275 on the green area. And I could, change that offset to match, or you can just go from here and try to get as close as possible. So this would work well for those grain sheds in which the concrete goes inside and you still have the cladding on the outside. So that's the way we have in here. Let's change this to a perspective view and maybe go inside so you can have a better look of how this is actually behaving. So this is it. You can, as I said, make modifications about the concrete resistance, if it's 32, 35, 40, and that's going to affect your pricing, not much the geometry here. Same for the reinforcement that you're going to use for it. You can delete specific panels if you want. For example, I don't want that panel, I don't want that panel, I don't want that panel, and I don't want that panel. And then, you still going to have some panels around, but not those two. You'd probably have like an opening there. That allows for your equipment to actually come in and out. You could have a sliding door on all of those, so you could delete those, but you still have the concrete panels around. The other way to add the concrete panel is when you have the on-grid. So let's say I want to add a concrete panel here. So I can click here on this specific grid, and there you go. So I have my concrete panel inside as well. Same idea here. Let me just hide this roof. I could kind of delete specific panels that I don't want, and that's a good example there. So you have a shed with, kind of a division there, so you could have a specific type of grain on one side, another grain on the other side, and you can have those concrete panels on your company as it goes. So this is the demo of the concrete panel. Something that's coming in the future is the bearing concrete panel. So this is when these concrete panels, they go all the way to the, oops. I changed the wrong thing. I actually wanted to change the height. So this is when the concrete panels, they go all the way to the top. And then instead of having those columns, the column is actually on the top of the concrete panel. So right now, if I actually change that offset, this is not going to happen, just so you know. So the concrete panel is going to be placed in the middle. That's actually another possibility. Sometimes you have this type of structure. But if you want the columns to go all the way from the bottom to up there, on the concrete panel using the bearing concrete walls. We don't have that feature yet, but it's coming. Okay, but this should give you a very good overview of this new feature that should allow you to provide a better service to your customers.